Good afternoon, how are you? Today we're going to make pecan pie bars. I've got snacks at church tomorrow, so I thought I'd whip up a tray of them. There's a couple steps to them, easy enough to make, not a problem. Now in my food processor I've put 6 cups of all-purpose flour. To that I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar. So let's get, this is a 1/2 cup measure, so we're going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And the reason I did this already, I was not real sure that 6 cups of flour would fit in my food processor. So I thought better to try it than not. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to mix this up for a couple minutes, or for a few seconds, before I add butter. I'm going to add 2 cups of cold butter to this. I know it's noisy and I wish I didn't have to listen to it, but we're going to have to. Okay, so there we go. That's all mixed up. Put the lid back on. And I've got the cold butter in the refrigerator chilling. I'll grab that real quick. And we'll start adding that to our flour and sugar mixture. Now we're going to do this, put this on. And we're going to start adding the butter. A lot of butter, a lot of rich crust. How are we looking at? We're coming there. You know it takes a while to add 2 cups of butter, so be patient. You be patient because I'm not. I hope you're having a good day. Of course, you know we're in northern Minnesota, and as luck would have it, the end of March here, they're talking about a snowstorm this week, starting Palm Sunday, which is tomorrow. So we'll see what develops. They're saying anywhere between 6 to 15 inches. You know, that could be an inch, it could be 20, who knows? Okay. We're looking pretty good there. Turn this off and take a look at it. Make sure it's crumbly. I think I'd like to get this down a little more and whirl it around once or twice here. You know, the reason I did this in a food processor is I have arthritis. And to use a pastry gizmo that cuts the butter in, pastry cutter, it really does bother my hands. So this is what we've tried. And we're getting there. We're going to just put the lid back on here. Roll it again. Looks like we're cutting in pretty good. We're going to have a little dough here in a minute. Alright. Okay. Let's unplug this first so the blade doesn't go whirling around in my hand. Alright, now we're going to put this on this grease tray. This is just a cookie tray. I'm going to just dump it right on there. I've only done half of this. It calls for 2 sheets. I'm going to link the recipe for you to my blog. But what I've taken is, in my food processor, I put 6 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1.5 cups of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, mixed that up in the food processor. Then I added 2 cups 2 cups now. It's usually 4 little sticks, 2 cups of butter. I cut them up, put them in the food processor, and made this dough. Now, like I said, I've only used half of this dough. I've got the other sitting back here. I'm going to use the other half later in the week and serve this maybe for Easter dinner. So what I've done, made the dough. I've put it in this greased cookie sheet. And you can see I've made a lip around here because we're going to pour filling in here. But right now, I've got my oven set to 350 degrees, and we're going to bake this somewhere between 18 and 22 minutes and get it light golden brown. And while we're doing that, we're going to make the filling. Now the filling, I have 8 eggs. I know this is a lot of eggs, but remember, this is going to make 2 trays of pecan pie bars, and I will tell you that these freeze really well. And people love them because they really do taste like pecan pie. So I've got 8 eggs. I'm going to have to refer to the recipe because I haven't made this in a long time. I need to, the 8 eggs, we're going to add 3 cups of sugar. This recipe came out of, what did it come out of? One of the Taste of Home cookbooks from, I don't know, 2002, somewhere in there. There's 1, 2, and 3. Wish I could remember which book it came out of. But the only ones I have are 2000 to 2005, so it's one of those cookbooks. Alright, so we've got 3 cups of sugar. And we're going to have to put, I use light Karo syrup. If you have dark, use it. It's just going to be a little darker filling than mine. But I need 3 cups of Karo syrup. Now I did spray the cup with baking spray so that it comes out easier. So we're going to fill this up. Glug, glug, glug. I hope you're having a good weekend. Of course, this is the start of Holy Week. Palm Sunday's tomorrow. And it's a busy week for pastors and pastors' wives. So there's 2 cups of Karo syrup. This out of here. I have a spatula somewhere. That's fine. I've got one here. Let's get another cup of Karo syrup because it takes 3 cups. I know this is very sweet. Like I said, it's like pecan pie. And pecan pie is very, very sweet, I think. Okay. Okay, there's our Karo syrup. Now, what else do we have to add? 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Now I make my own vanilla, but you can use whatever vanilla you choose. So we're going to add 3 teaspoons of vanilla. There's 1. If it's, you know, teaspoon of vanilla, it's kind of an abstract word. Here we go. There's 3. We'll call that good. Now, I've got a half a cup of butter melted. So we're going to put that in. Make sure it's not too hot. I don't want to scramble the eggs just yet. So we're going to add a half a cup of melted butter. And we're going to plug our mixer in. I'm going to have a sink full of dirty dishes when I'm done, just to let you know. Beware. I'm just going to use my hand mixer for this. I normally would bring out my big Uncle Shram, but I don't think I need to. So we're going to mix this together. These happen to be farm fresh eggs. We have an Amish store. I guess a couple miles from us, that we buy a lot of our bulk flours and sugars, and well, they have all sorts of things like baking powder, baking soda, chocolate. We order cheeses and stuff from them. They're really good. And of course they always have farm fresh eggs. That's why this batter is so beautifully yellow. Okay. Set this down. Make sure I've got, scrape the bowl. Make sure we're getting everything off the bottom there. We don't want to leave anything on the bottom. Now we're probably only going to use half of this filling because, like I said, I only made half of the crust recipe. The rest I'm going to do later in the week. I know these will be gone tomorrow at church, and my husband will want to know why I didn't save him any. So I guess we'll have to make some soon. Okay, well, we've got our crust out of the oven. As you can see, it's just light golden brown around the edges, and it looks like the bottom's pretty well set. I'm going to mix up our egg mixture again, just because it's settled kind of on the bottom of the bowl, and I don't want that. Now, I'm going to add, calls for 5 cups of chopped pecans. Now remember, this is making 2, so not to panic. Let's get that mixed in pretty good here. Looks good, smells good too. There's pecans and vanilla. Now, I am not going to attempt to pick up this bowl and pour it in here. I'm going to ladle this in. Move this over so you can see what I'm doing here. We're just going to ladle this in. Keep the mixture going because we don't want more nuts than batter on this. We're going to have to spread this around then when we get it in here. I think now I can pour it. It was too heavy before. Let me see what we've got here. Get this in the corners. I want everybody to get some pecans. There we go. One little more mixture in the corner there. I think that looks pretty good. Looks like everybody's going to get pecans and filling. So we're going to attempt to get this back in the oven. I'm going to open up the oven here and get it ready. And I'm hoping to do this without any catastrophes. I should have just left this on the oven rack when I opened it, but I did not. I wanted to show you what it was like. And I think we can get it in there. Let's say a little prayer. Hallelujah. Okay. Now we're going to set the timer for 30 minutes. and we'll take it out of the oven and see what it looks like. Till then, I'm going to clean up the kitchen. Okay, we've had this in the oven now for about, I think I had it in the oven for about 34 minutes in my oven. As you can see, the crust is done and it's set around the edges. It's pretty firm in the middle. You don't want it too firm, you just want it a little give there. So this is going to have to cool probably for a couple of hours. And then we're going to come back and we're going to cut a piece and see if it truly is as good as pecan pie. Okay, well, welcome back. We've cooked our bars. Now they're cooled, and I just cut them into little pieces. You don't want to serve this into too big a piece because it's very, very rich. So you can see the filling and the crust and the nuts. And I'm going to serve this at church tomorrow with just a little dollop of whipped cream. And I think everybody will enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. And to you and yours, blessings.